Hi guys, welcome to the Longest Corner channel. So today it's day 5. So I'm still at work right now. I just thought I should be just put one with nature because really when I need to clear my mind, I find myself near to nature. So today I'm just at the park and I'm just basking under the sunlight, just getting some vitamin D. But today I just wanted to share also like how things are going at work. As I did tell you guys, like last time, I was gonna go through an interview. I'm really sorry for the noise. I'm just out here. So I did go for the interview, and when I went to the interview, I was super shaky because just talking to someone new that you don't know, that you know nothing about, and you have to be at your best because they did tell us that we have to be at our best for this interview. And I'm really happy on how the manager who was, because it was three of us. I was in the video call with the clients from the UK, and also there was an SOM and also an OM. So all of those three people are the ones who are going to have the final say if I'm gonna come through and join their campaign, right? So the day was full of controversy because the other people, my other fellow colleagues who also joined in the interview, as I did tell you, they also did the interview, and some of them, they they feel like they didn't get it. But for my end, after the interview was done, I was quite nervous because every time he asked me a question and I answered him, he would cut me off, right? But after the interview, the OM walked up to me and he shook my hand. He said he was really happy with the way that I handled things, and he believes that I did actually impress the UK clients on the interview. So that is all with regarding day 5. So I just want you today. I want to talk about. I was going through the Bible yesterday, and I was watching also Pastor Mitchell, Anthony Mitchell, and he said something that actually really woke me up. And today I just want to talk about the importance of fasting, because nowadays everything that is actually has a foundational, has a spiritual foundation. It has been turned into a secular, you know, trend, right? And with fasting too, yes, there are benefits to fasting, but the most important thing are the spiritual, inclinations that come with fasting. So fasting, guys, I've done both of them. I've done dry fasting and I've done also water fasting. And honestly speaking, dry fasting is much more harsher to do than water fasting because you can drink water and then water, you know, it's sort of like subdues or counteracts or go or like slows down or makes you forget about hunger for a moment. But when you're dry fasting, you're not eating, you're not drinking anything. The only thing that you are actually depending on is just prayer, right? So my journey with fasting, firstly I did it also first with the secular movements, which means I wanted to do it for the benefit of losing weight, all of those things that they talk about, right? But as time went on, I realized that fasting is much more deeper than we make it right now nowadays. And as I was reading, funny enough that every time when I make moves, God is always there. He is always there, and everything that I do, it's behind His righteous hand. And I started reading the Bible. I think I bought it like January. No, I bought it like around November last year. I read it for a bit, and then I just gave up on Genesis, right? But after a long time, like I think like after 2 months, I went back to the word, and because I was watching this other pastor, Pastor Stephanie. You can check her out on YouTube, right? And what drew me to Stephanie was, first, she's a female, right? She's a godly fearing beautiful woman, but it was her voice when she preached. She didn't preach with just, conviction and aggression. She just preached, she was she was planting the words into my soul, and that's why I fell in love with listening to her preach and listening to her sermons, right? But back to fasting. After I came back and I started reading again, I'm currently right now in Exodus, and the reason why I'm talking about fasting is that when you read through Exodus and you read the story of Moses, of how he rescued the children of Israel with the guidance of God, right? He took them out of Israel into the wilderness, but also God did promise them that they will be going to a land that is flowing with milk and honey, right? So within, as Moses was guiding the children of Israel, there's there- there's a chapter where God is speaking about an altar, and from the beginning of the Bible, even from Abraham, you hear them talking about an altar and how they would make burnt offerings and offer offerings, to the altar. And this is the same thing that that's we grew up listening to the term that a way through a man's heart is through his stomach, or through, yes, some stuff like that. But I think the more I became more spiritually inclined, I realized that that saying, it also applies to all men and women, and it's connected to fasting, right? So in order for you to build an altar for the Lord, there has to be, first, the place must be holy. And again that our bodies are the vessel of the Lord. But when you are the vessel of the Lord, where does the Lord go? Where does the Lord sit when he is within you, right? Because your body is the temple, right? So since your body is the temple, but where does God stay in your body? And then it had me thinking that the most spiritual parts of our body is usually our stomach, because they talk about gut feelings, they talk about intuition, all of these things. When they say, I have a gut feeling, where does it come from? It comes from here in our stomach. But there's so much more to that than just it being a gut feeling. So this is what I realized the other day when I was reading through the scripture in Exodus, right? And they said, create an altar for the Lord, make it holy, make it peaceful, and bring offerings. And this is exactly what you're doing, guys, when you are fasting. When you are fasting, you are sacrificing your bodily desires, your desires of the flesh, which is your stomach, which is your hunger. You are sacrificing that, and that creates an altar for the Lord to come and sit and be with you, because now you are in a holy place. You have sacrificed the desires of your flesh, which is to eat. And that's what I want you guys to realize, and even women too. This place is so sacred, but we guys have made it something so common and so easy to overlook. When you fast, you're just not giving up food, but you are giving up temptations, you are giving up the desires of your flesh. And that's when the Lord comes, because when you make that sacrifice, when you choose him and you call on him, he will come and stay there, right? And that's what I want to talk about mostly today, and share this word with you today with fasting. So do not take it lightly. And the most important thing also about fasting that brings God closer, not only just fasting alone, but when you pray. When I listened to Pastor Mitchell the other day, he said demons refer to us as houses. And that's why he said the most dangerous thing you can ever do is to deliver a person from a demon, a spiritual attack, and that person is still not saved. Because what a demon does, because since we are as human beings not united as we should be, the demons are united. What the demon does, he goes and fetches other 7 demons and comes back to you. And when he sees that first that you are still empty, there's no one inside you, because remember the demon calls you a house. He sees that this house is still empty, there is no Lord, there's nothing here. He comes back and calls 7 other demons to come and attack you. Now you have you have now 8 demons when you are dealing with one. And that is why Pastor Mitchell did emphasize that that's why other people, when after they've been delivered, the moment they are delivered, after a few days pass or after a few months pass, apologies, that person will go through a most harshest and most severe spiritual attack, because now you have more demons attacking you, right? That's why he emphasized that when you get delivered, you must be saved and you must accept Christ as your only and one truly Savior, right? Your Lord, right? Now back to fasting. Guys, you need to pray. You need to pray when you're fasting. Don't just do it for the benefits of ketogenesis. Don't do it for the regeneration of body cells, of stem cells. Do it for the Lord, because in the beginning it was Him. And everything that has a foundation of God stands the test of time. They say the Lord hates finished products, because He loves the building process. He loves to be the foundation of your creation. He loves to be in a state where when you are confused about something, when you are trying to figure things out, when you fall in love with the journey of putting something together, and you invite Him in to be part of your journey. And that's what also manifesting that is about. You need to fast, and when you fast, you need to pray. Even when you say the word manifesting, it also sounds like fasting somehow, you know. But that's how the Lord is, guys. That's how He has been guiding us. That's the word that I'd like to share with you guys today. And I hope it does resonate with you. And I pray that if you are lost, I hope it does find you. And guys, that's the word for today. And I love you, and I send God's greatest love towards you. I send God's greatest warmth to your families. I ask Him to protect your mind, your vision, and may He surround you with people that are going to keep on growing you and instilling you faith, you know. I love you. And please don't forget to like, click, and subscribe as we grow on this journey. I hope to share more with you guys on day 6. Love you.